What's your middle name?
Eric. Just his very middle names vibe. So then when I meet someone that their name's Eric, I'm like, that's my middle name, bro. Like, bro, that's crazy.
They're automatically less of a person.
Yeah, I'm just like, your name means nothing.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
You know what I mean? What looks good? Like, he's like, yeah, you can see yourself.
You'll see, Ram. You're gonna like how you look. You're gonna love how you look. Is it Men's Warehouse?
Sometimes I
The
don't.
way you look.
Same. Yeah.
I guarantee it is crazy.
Guarantee it's insane.
A Men's Warehouse guaranteeing it. I never bought a suit from there.
Same.
I feel like you can't say something like that. Like they could sue you.
What?
Like you're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't make a promise like that.
No, it feels wrong.
The same way Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah. What? How did they get around that advertising?
I think they added 2 eyes.
Dude, you can say all this stuff, guys. This is not.
Somebody got hurt.
Yeah.
And then said, well, they said Red Bull gives you wings. So
They
I thought
attempted
that
to sue
drinking
them?
this would make me fly. I think they won.
Yeah.
Really?
I think
people
a lot
are
of
always
money.
suing.
So crazy.
Suing in America is awesome.
That's such bullshit, dude.
Have you ever sued anyone?
You need to sue Men's Warehouse, apparently.
Didn't you think that you would have like?
I don't like the way I look.
Didn't you think you'd have a big lawsuit by now?
Guys, welcome to Oops the Podcast. Little pre-show banter going on here. Giulio Gallerati, joined by my trusty sidekick and confidant, Ryan Lynch.
Hello, everybody.
We have comedian Gavin in the house today. Check out his special on all things comedy. Funny guy, gentleman from time to time, and just an overall good time, dude.
A good time, dude.
Just a good time.
From time to time what is that?
Gentleman.
Tag?
I just don't feel like gentleman is like the word that I would use to describe you, even though you may also be a gentleman. But like if I was like, this guy's a gentleman, then I introduced you, they'd be like, oh, I'm surprised that was the superlative that he chose. You're not a gentleman. You know what I mean?
Sure, but you just necessarily wouldn't introduce me as such.
It might not be the first thing I say. I mean,
like,
I
I've
might
never
be
met
like
Hillary. Well, I have actually in passing, but I don't think like I was like, hey, you know what I mean? But
no,
I don't
but
think
dude,
if you were like to Hillary, this is it, you would never say gentleman anyway.
I'd just be like, he's my boy. He is, he's like sarcastic, but he's like compassionate.
Imagine you're introducing me with that. Dude, this is my boy. He's sarcastic, but he's compassionate.
if those are 2 good words for you.
Those are pretty fun. Yeah,
That's
I like it.
good.
I'm compassionate for sure.
You are, dude.
I feel a lot.
You're compassionate. You hide it, but
You have a compassionate seating stance.
Thank you.
The leg crossover shows
it's gentle.
presence.
I care.
It's gentle.
caring.
I care.
Just so you know, $13 million was paid out to one gentleman by Red Bull.
That is disgusting.
We sued them for claiming that Red Bull gives you
He
wings.
jumped and got hurt?
I don't even think he did. But you just accused them of that's
Dude,
deceptive
I
marketing.
don't have wings.
Promising him wings.
Yeah, I mean, I really do think I was going to be in like a lawsuit by now, like a big one.
Dude, so I got the shit beat out of me one time, and I could have sued the place. But the guy who...
Oh, at the bar?
Yeah, the guy...
It's kind of embarrassing though, huh?
The guy who... I mean, like, I guess. But at the time, whatever. The guy worked at the bar, though. So, but then he like threatened me as he quit his job and walked away into the abyss, and I was like too afraid. And I probably wouldn't have made that much money.
What was the threat?
He said he's going to find me and beat me up, basically.
Again?
Yes.
That's so funny to be like, what are you gonna do? This
same.
again.
The same
Dude,
exact thing.
I'm gonna beat you up again is crazy. That's what's so crazy about bullying is like, I don't know if you ever got beat up by somebody growing up and then they would do it again. It's like, how is this fun again? How is this?
Have you got beat up growing up?
Yeah, and there's also somebody that I would kind of, cyclical.
You would beat someone up.
Yeah, there's a kid.
So you then understand.
I feel bad about it.
You understand what you've just described then.
Yeah, I guess
you presented it in a way as if you didn't understand.
I realized it would be dishonest to not say that there wasn't somebody that I tormented at a young age.
See, but he feels bad about
In case he's listening. And
It
he's
wasn't
that
even
fucking
beating up.
liar.
It was like, oh, if he goes up for a layup in gym class, I'm gonna take his legs out.
So you can get away with it. Ooh, and a hard foul from Matt's.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
Reisdorf. Tough name.
That's the kid's name?
Tough name.
That's not a terrible name.
Oh, but get this. Reisdorf.
Oh,
It's kind of
hate
savage.
to see it.
What was the full
just-
last name?
Reisdorf, but I changed it. We changed it to Dork.
Do you have a sort of name that you could morph yours into? That would
Well,
be
people always
embarrassing?
called me Gavin.
Ga-
My friends always called me Gavin.
Gavin's pretty good.
Gavin's tough.
Gavin. It's kind of
Now it's like whatever. It's funny.
it's
like,
fun. Yeah.
This like
Gavin over there.
this like Portuguese comedian. She's like, I was on her
Ignacia?
show. Yeah, I was on her show in
I know her.
Austin, and she brought me on stage. She was like, "Make some noise for Gavin." No last name. Also Gavin.
Oh, dude, the
And I was
single
like,
name intro
oh,
is the
hell
worst,
yeah,
bro.
dude.
But
Gavin is nuts.
but she has like an accent, so it's like that would be like Rafi's doing that because he also would probably,
Totally.
you know, like he can't. They can't help it. Like,
It's still funny to be
is
brought
funny.
on stage.
Gavin.
One name is
one
Gavin.
name is unbelievable, dude. The amount of times people bring, I bitch about this a lot on the show, but the amount of times people bring me up to the stage as either one name or like they just barely even tried. It's okay if you fuck up. I get that my name's hard, but bro, people will be like GIULIO, which is so whack. It's
Yeah.
equally like Gavin at least is funny.
Yeah.
But no, but
Theirs is just a mistake. Mine almost feels like on purpose,
yeah.
like to mess it up.
Gavin actually is worse because Gavin seems like you are trying to be funny with that name. You're like, my name's Gavin, but I'm Gavin, dude, because I'm gay, but I'm not. You know? And like you look cool too, so it looks like you're trying to make some like societal
Statement.
by calling yourself Gavin.
Yeah, no. I societal statement's much too big a statement.
Oh
for me,
no,
like-
agreed. In your single name,
Yeah.
you're single. Maybe it's because she's Portuguese, and the Portuguese do that. They give themselves one name.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't want to even name drop the person.
Oh, sorry. Well, we
all
like
good.
her
I
on the
don't
show.
care.
We're not shitting on her. Dude, this was the worst one. Somebody called me Guado. I said, my name is Giulio Gallerati, and he called me Guado.
That's nice. It's like a combo of the two.
Is it Guado? And that's just it. Like,
I mean, a lot of people
sounds like
will
a
call
Star
me
Wars
Matt.
character. Matt. Gavin Matt.
But they'll just call me Matt.
Oh.
They'll be like, "Hey, Matt." But like substitute teachers and stuff, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
I was never like, I never like care enough to like correct it. Like I just like,
You're
I'll
like,
just
yeah.
be Matt to that person until they realize their mistake.
Agreed. I have no problem with
Yeah.
that. People fuck my name up constantly, and I don't correct them. And Hillary will be like, are you going to correct them? And I'm like, no. She's
Yeah.
like, why? I'm like, if I spent all my time correcting people, like I'd spend way too much time
You'd be
correcting
annoying.
people. I'm just Julio, bro. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah, who cares?
My dad...
Julia, Gatto.
He can
Who
say
gives
it.
a fuck,
Guado.
dude?
My dad's also
Guado.
named Giulio. At one point,
Wow, did
he
you get the air miles?
no. So it's funny. He tried to give me an airline credit, but his entire name is Giuliano, and since it's Giuliano, it wouldn't work because my name is just Giulio.
Damn.
But bro, my dad at one point was going by Julio because it just became unbearable and was too confusing for people. So he just started spelling his name JULIO, and he is a smart guy. He has a PhD. He's a professor.
I believe it.
He doesn't like he takes pride in
How smart?
trying not to seem it. He's pretty smart. He's smarter than he.
He's smarter than me. Maybe Ryan.
It's unclear.
He
Like
pauses in between his sentences.
Oh, he's thinking.
He has inflection. I think he has inflection.
he's more professorly than he thinks too. He's like aloof and sort of like
Yeah.
whatever. He's like cheap.
He's kind
a
of
character.
He's kind of Buddhist.
He's funny. He's an interesting guy. But he realized the other day that he thinks he got in his PhD program because of they may have accidentally thought that he was a different ethnicity because of the way he was spelling his name. He didn't do it on purpose, but
Oh,
he thinks that it's possible that he benefited from that.
that's a win.
It's a win.
Was he Greek?
He's Italian.
He's Italian.
Yeah. This episode of Oops the Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a great app to try out if you're thinking about getting back in therapy, starting therapy for the first time, or you already go to therapy, but you want to make it more convenient for yourself. I recently signed up and they ask you like a pretty thorough kind of questioning process about a bunch of different stuff. It's actually kind of fun. Feels like a little interview. Very, very thorough. And the idea is that they're going to end up matching you up with a one of their many professional therapists through their giant network who specialize in all sorts of different things. And you're allowed to check that off as well when you're like picking like what specifically is going on with you. What are your goals? What do you want somebody who's comfortable with as far as your therapist goes? And you can kind of pre-select all that stuff. And I'll be honest, dude, when I got paired with therapists in the past, I didn't like that I didn't really have a choice. Like I just ended up with somebody and that was my therapist. You know what I mean? And I went from back-to-back therapists who, while they were cool and solid, like I don't think they were a good fit. So I feel pretty confident going into, taking a serious crack at BetterHelp, that they're going to be able to kind of find the specific person who will fit, who will complement me perfectly. I'm still waiting to hear back, but you get paired pretty soon. I literally did the interview earlier in the day. So I'm pumped. I think therapy is a great thing. I think it can benefit anybody, even if you're feeling amazing at all times. But it's just a good thing to give a try. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/oops today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/oops.
Is your middle name Ryan?
Yes.
Have you ever met someone that has your middle name as their first name?
Yes.
And don't you like think less of them?
Not at all. I don't think anything of it besides
What the fuck?
I always think less of them. Like,
same.
What's your middle name, bro?
Christian.
Oh, we've talked about
Yeah.
this. We have the same middle name. My middle name's
You had a mini epiphany again.
Christian.
oh, nice.
What's your middle name?
Eric. Just his very middle names vibe. So then when I meet someone that their name's Eric, I'm like, that's my middle name, bro. Like, bro, that's crazy.
Bunch
They're
of comics just
automatically
caught
less of a
strays.
person.
Yeah, I'm just like, your name means nothing. I don't even tell people what that name is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even tell people. They're like, well, what's your initial? I'm like, E. You know what I mean?
What if you meet someone their
Gem.
middle name is your name?
Gem is
He's a
Gem,
gem.
and I've used that.
Gem's hard.
And I've used that like as like Riz, as the kids would say.
Yeah.
What if somebody's middle name is your first name? How would that make you feel?
Someone's middle name is my first name, bro. I guarantee it. Gavin is not a middle name.
Is anybody middle named Gavin here? Let us know.
And send a picture of you
There is no middle
looking
name.
condescendingly taking a selfie towards the
There is
camera.
no middle name Gavin. I swear, it just doesn't work.
David Gavin
It just doesn't work.
Kleinfeld.
Yeah.
Um,
My niece's middle name is Ryan, but that's after my cousin Ryan, who passed away. So it's different. You know what I mean? Like, I would never see your first name as your first name is a first name to me.
Thank you.
And your first name, I don't know what the hell it is, dude.
I should have just gone by my middle name,
Which is Christian.
Christian Gallerati is kind of a sick name.
Mm,
You don't think so?
no.
What do you think?
I think
wrong
it's
with it?
sounding too Catholic.
It's too Gavin.
It's too Catholic sounding.
The name Christian also,
Catholic
you give
sounding?
other people the opportunity to
interesting.
shorten it. Then
Chris.
then you could become Chris, and that's not because you
Tin.
Chris
Kristen.
Tin.
No, just Tin.
Tin.
Yeah.
Tinny.
They always do the first half. They got to do
Tiny.
they got to do
Chin.
the second half. Did you grow up Catholic?
Not really. I got baptized.
Okay, bet.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was Catholic.
Like
I
very,
was, yeah.
very Catholic.
Yeah, because we lived with my granny on my mom's side, very Catholic, and my mom's dad is British, so he was very Catholic. But we went to a church that was like all Italians, so I was always so confused. I was like, dude, we're not Italian. Like,
Well, yeah, like British people aren't always aren't usually Catholic though, right?
no, but they were really forcing that on
got it.
a lot of people in the UK.
So you were very Catholic at one point.
I had to go to like catechism and stuff like that, like every Wednesday, just to
What
like
is
for
it,
my
like
mom to appease her mom.
Is it like a CCD, like a
It's like
school?
a Sunday school, but it was like on Wednesdays at 8, and that's like when Lost started, and I was pissed, dude.
What was it called for you?
Catechism.
Catechism.
It sounds scary as hell.
Yeah.
It sounds like catacombs, catechism, like skulls.
Yeah, I'm glad I never
Sounds
had to do
violent.
that, dude.
We called it CCD.
CCD.
Yeah, but I never knew what the acronym was for.
Catechism, I guess.
Probably.
Wow.
CCD is a little more gentle.
Dude, facts with Ryan. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Catechism versus CCD. Yeah, I'm glad I never had to do any of
I
that.
feel you on the 8 p.m. missing your TV show.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work,
the Lord.
bro.
That was like I feel like I'm the last era to like use the VCR to record.
Same, yeah, and you're younger than me.
Yeah,
I used to do that.
I used to do that with
rewatch the
Lost,
same shit.
and then I would wake up in the morning
crazy, and
and
watch
watch Lost
VHS.
before school.
Were there people who were like goody two shoeses in catechism?
Yeah,
like,
which I'm like
loved
is
it?
so whack. It's like night school. It's
So
like,
all boys?
no, there's girls.
It's mixed. You were in the same class together.
Yeah, and ethnicities too.
And ethnicities.
Yeah, dude.
Did you ever need
Don't
to
be so
leave
close-minded.
early?
I don't remember if I
Because
ever did.
that was like a major point of contention from like the sisters and whoever was teaching the classes. They like really fought you on that. If you had to leave for like a baseball game or anything like that. Mine were a little bit earlier
8
in the
p.m.
day.
is a little late for a baseball game, but the teachers weren't sisters; they were like volunteer teachers,
Oh, interesting.
and then you'd work through like a school book.
Yeah.
You
So
had
like
nuns?
I knew one of the like moms was like this guy I knew.
Yeah. We had that too. We had volunteers, but then the sisters were like the principals, or they were just managing and overseeing everything.
We had like a father, dude, Father Rossi.
yeah.
Was he cool?
I don't know. I always thought it was fucking weird. You got to shake his hand and stuff, and he'd put stuff in your mouth, like the
Eucharist.
Yeah,
The
Eucharist.
shit.
Not
Yeah. The little booklets that you had, I don't know if you remember this, but I have a distinct memory that we would always use pencils, specifically pencils, but the pencils never worked in the booklets. Did you guys have that kind of paper that just would not work with lead?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that. What I don't know.
Not a core memory?
Yeah, not a core memory for me.
Fair.
I just know. I think I was just goofing off the whole time.
Fucking around. Spitballs.
I never did that, but
CCD is the confraternity of Christian doctrine.
yeah, I have no idea. I never got when people like memorized their prayers and stuff.
Don't you just like inevitably end up learning them?
Yeah,
Dude, that's always
I
interesting.
could do like
to me.
Our Father or something.
But yeah,
like
that's like the standard one.
Can you
Don't
do
do
an
it
Our,
right
can
now.
you do an Our Father?
dude, do it right
Yeah,
now.
I can do it, bro. I'm not doing it though.
Yeah, that dude.
You know,
I
the three
swear
of
I
us
can
to
do
it.
I'm not doing it all together, bro. But you guys can do it. I'm not doing it.
If you guys don't, fine. I think that'd be funny, but I mean not funny. But
Let's
it'd be
ramp
good.
this up a bit.
No free,
Let's open
no
up the-
free shout outs to God, dude.
20 minutes in, open up with a little prayer.
I always think that's funny when I go to a wedding and they're doing like deep cut ass prayers and like you see which people like know them.
I don't like that.
Would you be able to do it?
No, bro.
But like, would you know the prayer?
No, I know like Our Father and maybe the Mary one.
What's the Mary one?
Hail Mary.
Yeah, that full of grace one. It's in movies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dumb. I'm like dumb with that stuff. I never liked it.
It's like
I was trying to watch Lost. I like sci-fi, bro. I like fiction.
Lost, bro. Fucking lost.
you do it so many times though that it's just in your brain, like the alphabet song.
Yeah, I don't like the smell of incense. It makes me like feel sick.
Interesting.
I like Palo Santo, you know.
Oh yeah, same.
But I don't like the incense from church, and if I smell that, it makes me feel sick.
Ooh, I don't know what it smells like. Like I've obviously smelled it. I've been in Catholic churches before.
Yeah.
For stuff, but
I was just like too many Italians.
this thing, the like ding ding, this thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Do not like that.
Too many Italians.
Yeah, you
So
heard
that's
me.
supposed to mean, bro.
You know what I'm saying.
All right, dude. I want to talk about your special a little bit. So you did your special. It's out.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the like the timeline and the process and like how you run it. I'm struggling to like reorient my life in the aftermath of basically being done with mine.
Mm-hmm.
And so
In
I'm
what
curious.
sense?
I want to hear other people's stories. I mean, I've just been like preparing for it for so long. I did the show, went well, whatever. And now the edit's basically done. And like, I'm realizing I've spent all this time preparing for that moment. And now that it's over, I'm struggling to like rewire my brain to like work on something else.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely understand that. I think it's hard to be like happy with yourself in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, yeah, you just have to like take a break or something. I mean, I still don't even know. And I'm like, mine came out in October and it just didn't even like move how I wanted it to. I mean, outside of like some good press and people being nice about it, I'm just like, it'll always be online, which is good. If I end up having like other things happen, maybe people will see it. So for me, it's been kind of easy to get past now because it did take me so long for me to put mine out.
Yeah. But you've been doing this a long time, right? How long have you been doing it?
11 years.
You talked about this.
Yeah.
And this is the first hour one you've ever done, but you've done other ones, short ones.
I did like an album in like 2017,
Mm.
and that's like it's maybe like there's like half hour of stand up on there, and the rest is like sketch, like audio sketch.
Oh shit! Like skits, like in the
Yes.
on like
Yeah.
50 Cent album.
Yeah.
Yo, Gavin, what are you doing out there, bro?
It's literally
What's
like,
up?
It's literally like that.
Do you hate it?
I haven't listened to it in a long time, but it's on all the streaming platforms.
Oh, nice.
For the sketches, did you just do like the voice in a studio?
No, so I just went into who recorded it, 604 Records, which is like they do a lot of like the stand-up albums in Vancouver, and my friend Kevy who also did sound on my special did the sound on that. And I just told different people to come in to the studio, and I was like, okay, here's my idea, like let's riff a sketch.
Nice.
And that was like all the sketches were like that, which is I actually assume that's also how people that do sketches on like their music albums do it.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think they have an idea.
Right. Or
You know what I mean?
it's like some really specific inside joke.
Totally.
Yeah, like, but this is the thing about that. Like, I've burned so much material that like never saw the light of day that like I right now would be like, I hate that. Like, it's not good. But like,
But what about going back through and finding something?
some of it is just like, I've moved on from it. It'll be like
but
too sexual or
don't
like,
you ever find that like once you like you say you like finish a joke or like even you don't even record it, but you're just kind of done with it.
yeah.
But you're like, don't you find that you're like, oh, I'm never going to write anything again?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you do.
right.
You know what I mean? Just off of like sitting there or like
Right.
also doing stand up, all of a sudden you have a joke. 'cause
Totally,
you
totally,
said
totally.
something. So
Totally,
it's like,
totally.
it's like the same thing over and over again. I think you just have to like be used to,
Right.
knowing that you're going to come up with something,
Totally.
which I feel like everybody deals with in like their life. And with that, whatever they do, they'll like, you just lose focus for a second and then all of a sudden you find it again.
Totally. So like, if you have like a week where you're like, oh, my writer's block,
Yeah.
or whatever it is you're going through, like you eventually end up finding. the
Yeah, writer's
motivation.
block is just like, you know, when you like don't want to go to the gym, but you're like, I just went to the gym like 4 days in a row, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going this week. And then eventually you go to the gym again because you're like, I felt like shit that I didn't go.
Right.
You know,
You hitting the gym regularly?
I've been hitting the gym.
What's
dude.
your routine, dude?
Dude, I'm crazy though.
Yeah.
No, I mean I just do like
You been ripping it?
dude, I do like the rowing machine for
Oh,
like
nice.
20 minutes. And I do like burpees and I skip rope and I do like
Oh, nice. Like Rocky workout.
I literally
Sick.
yeah.
Sick, dude. That's all you gotta do.
My gym has like a bottom floor which is like the Pilates studio, and then the second floor is like a artificial turf grass, and there's like a
Oh, cool.
there's like
The
a
sled.
hanging, there's like a boxing
Yeah.
like thing, and like there's like a couple machines, but nobody really goes in there. And then upstairs is the weightlifting, like and like this treadmill, and I don't like going up there.
The treadmill area.
I don't like going up there where the like everyone is like lifting big weights. I just don't get it.
What don't you like about it?
There's like some weird energy up there. I'd rather be like alone in this like darker
Right,
room,
right.
like exercising.
Right.
There's like a lot of sitting around upstairs in the gym. And I feel like people spend like 2 hours, 3 hours there.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to be like in and out.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you're like that, but if I go to the gym, I'm like in and out.
Well, I think it's efficient. Like there is some study about that. Like you don't need to work out as long as you think to get the results you want. And like working out with a trainer kind of proves that. You know, you'll do in 45 minutes or whatever what it would take you much longer to do because you're taking breaks, you're looking at your phone, whatever.
I work out better when I'm around people. So in my apartment, we have a gym, and I would go there for a year, our first year that we were here, and I just wouldn't put out the effort because there's not people around me. And then I join a gym, and it's just filled with all these jacked, sexy, hot people, and then it makes me want to work out more. But I understand there is a lot of sitting around. It is more of you have to be alert, and you got to be prepared to be nimble and grab a machine.
I hate that shit. Too.
You got to be opportunistic, and you need to attack like a hawk on,
Yeah, are you done?
on something. Yeah.
Are you done? You got one more? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never do that, but people do that. And if they do that to me, I'll like crumble. So I can understand like not wanting to do that.
I don't even want to be around up there. It feels like they're just like, it's like part of their day to like chill. And I'm like, I would rather go on a walk. Like I'm trying to sweat and leave.
You don't want to be there longer than you need to be.
No, I'm not like a gym guy though. I've never been into the culture. I would like to be like super jacked for like 1 year of my life. Like, but I don't think it'll happen. I'm kind of running out of time.
What do you mean? You don't think your ability to build mass will? You just turned 30, right?
Friday I turned 30. But
happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
So yeah, what do you mean?
You know, like you see the guy who's playing Superman. Like you see him like 2 years ago. He's like skinny, and then now he's like fucking huge. I would like that for like a year.
Like a Kumail.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but it's hard for me to say I want a Kumail.
But like the transformation.
Yeah, the transformation.
Have you tried eating more? Is that just like an idea? Like, oh, I'd love for that to happen, or have you ever put effort into trying to get that?
Well, I'm just like not
body?
that hungry. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you have to force yourself to eat like that, and I'm like, I can't.
You don't eat that much?
I'm like a maybe breakfast and like dinner guy.
Like late breakfast?
I mean, it depends when I wake up. Like, I'm not trying to be like.
What about this donut you ate today? Was that
I
like
hadn't
a meal?
eaten. I hadn't eaten.
Okay.
I hadn't eaten. I had a banana this morning, and then I was like walking over here. I was like, I should try to have something before this, and that was like the only food. It seemed like.
Could you have easily not eaten something, and like we wouldn't even be thinking about it right now?
Maybe, but I probably would have been peckish.
Got it.
I have the same I think I have like the same thought process in terms of consuming.
Same body.
Yeah. Well, I too can go a long time without eating. I kind of, on a common day, I would also do like late breakfast and then dinner, and I could skip lunch easily, or skip breakfast and just do lunch and dinner. If you do want to put on the weight, you can get a protein shake. Just drink it right before bed. It's easy. And you don't even need to blend it up. You don't even need to blend it.
I don't like eating shit. I don't like eating before bed because then I'm like feel sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I don't know if you can do it.
Yeah, I don't think I can put on like weight, which is fine. Like I mean, blessings, but I like, protein shake. But then I'm also saying that, and I'm like, I will to the dome take down a pint of ice cream. Like, no tomorrow.
You guys, this is a good look for being on camera. By the way, you guys have good. You should maintain this look. I think Lynch, I know, wants to get big. But
Thank you.
You look good, bro. The algo is gonna like you guys.
Yeah,
so?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
The algo loves.
What does the
white
algo
guys.
want?
I don't know, but
White
dude,
guys.
it's cool
Pale
to like,
white guys.
dude.
Does it?
What kind of guys?
Pale
Oh, okay,
white guys.
solid. But dude, like, your clothes will fit you good. You can like wear cool shit, and like it'll sit nicely on your body. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good like red carpet body, dude.
Yeah, I don't mind being
Thank
slim.
you.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't want to be anything like, I guess, like less than what I am.
Yeah, people get addicted to getting huge. They do.
It's sickening. It is literally, it feels twisted and fucked. It feels messed up. They get so big, dude. It's scary.
It's crazy.
Why would you want to live like that? Also, then you have to feed this insane body mass that you have. And I'm just like,
Yeah, dude.
then you're like specifically eating things.
Yeah.
I just
That's
want
when
to
it's gone too
relax.
far.
And
You're like weighing your chicken.
so weird.
Lots of Tupperware.
Yeah, dude. It's so...
Oh my gosh.
And then it's like the guy who's explaining to you what he does with no shirt on. Usually on Monday, I like to, I cook a bunch of grilled chicken.
That's so, yeah, what a bad life.
Yeah.
And then you also can't eat what you want, which I would never do.
I think you can get like jacked enough that you can eat whatever you want though. If you're like ripping it, if you get to a level where you're ripping it so hard, you can like eat anything. It's just like blanket fuel.
I agree. I'm so skinny that calories are calories. Good, bad, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to put on just a little bit of weight. I walk so much since moving here that you just burn everything off. So the protein shakes before bed, I drink a 1900 calorie protein shake.
I walk a lot
That's
too.
really easy.
I walk a lot. I walk quite a bit too. Do you think that really does help, huh? Walking?
Yeah.
In terms of burning.
Fat
I'm doing
burning.
at least 10K steps a day.
It's good.
Yeah.
Last year, I think my average was like 12K steps a day.
But like if you were lifting weights especially, I think it's good to like counterbalance. But like I think if you're just like a skinny dude, like you're just a skinny dude. Like I don't think it's gonna like make you jacked or anything.
What's the most you ever walked in a day, steps wise?
I think recently 14.75 miles.
I don't know what
How
that
many
is. I need
steps
to
is
know
that?
in steps.
Bro, 40,000.
Is that 40,000?
No, I did 40,000 once. That's my most.
I think I've done the same. I mean, I know for sure I have a 38,000 steps,
Sick.
but yeah.
Sick, dude.
Sick, dude. I like when you walk. I like checking that. I can get addicted to checking that. Like,
Yeah.
not like, oh, I'm checking it before I need to get to a place. I'm checking it like end of the day, be like, I wonder what I did on steps wise.
Dude, yeah, I always check.
Oh, and you got it on the watch.
Yeah, it's actually bad because I'm like constantly using this thing. Like when I don't have it, I feel like
I gotta get some steps in.
What?
You ever like, I gotta get out of here. Hillary's like, where are you going? You're like, ah.
Well, I like living here, dude. No, but I like living here because like you can take the G and transfer, and then in the same amount of time it takes to walk to an L stop that's closer to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So like I end up walking a lot more, which has felt nice so far.
Yeah.
I like a good walk.
I always have to walk to the F where I live, the F or the R to
you
get
have
into
to like
the
walk
city.
up the hill.
No. I walk like down into
That's
the.
good.
But I have to walk up the hill home. But I don't mind. It's only like 5 blocks.
It's not bad. It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Walking is really nice.
It
Yeah,
really is.
and I live by Prospect Park, so I'm always taking my dog there.
That's a
Yeah,
great
and
place
it's
to walk.
gorgeous today.
It's one of the best places to walk.
It's like the best place to
a
walk.
park.
You don't get like the showiness of Central Park, but you get the design, which is actually Olmsted who designed it, and Central Park said that he corrected his mistakes from Central Park.
Really?
Wow.
With
I didn't know that he.
And let me
did
tell you, I
Prospect.
tell that fact to everybody.
Well, it's nice. You really forget you're in the city and points to that park. You
Yeah,
can't do
there's
that in
only a
Central
couple
Park.
buildings that pop up over it, and then in the summer when it's green,
Can't even see 'em.
can't even see them at all. And there's so many different routes you can go.
Are you like a picnic guy? Will you like sit on the grass?
Not so much. Sometimes, but not like, hey, let's go eat at the park. I'm like, I don't really fucking like that. Like,
Yeah.
like I'll meet people there, that kind of thing. I'm just more like I like to go and be alone and walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, same. I like it too.
I'm not like trying to play frisbee really.
Guys, it's 60 degrees outside right now, middle of March. A nice little sprinkle of what's to come. Summer is coming, and I'm looking forward to putting away some of those long socks, those long tube socks, and ripping out some of Dr. Motion's compression ankle socks. Look at those puppies, dude.
Yeah, these are amazing. Look
These are
at the
beautiful.
hue of blue on these bad boys.
Good looking socks. They fit well. Nice compression makes the foot feel good, the ankle feel good, all that stuff. They also make long socks, but the compression sock is supposed to balance the circulation in your legs and your feet to make your feet feel as good as they possibly can. And let me assure you, they do.
Mm-hmm. Having a supported ankle is actually more important than you might think. I have to commute to GIULIO's typically via taking a bike or by walking.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to not have the ankle support needed to do that safely, I would then need to resort to ordering a ride share or a taxi to get to your place, in which I would be draining all the money that I have in my bank account just to get to you. And then I wouldn't be able to even afford to live in Brooklyn anymore. And then I'd have to move in with my parents. So I'm better off just playing it safe and having some socks that support my ankles so I can walk and be mobile on my way to you. That's
There you go.
how important these can be.
All sorts of different styles at drmotionsocks.com. You should go over there right now. The spring and summer collection just launched on the website. Visit the website, drmotionsocks.com, to check out all the products and explore the new collection. I was wondering this. Do you have like a stretch throughout your career that you feel was like when you were the least happy?
Oh,
Is there like a time you can pinpoint, and why?
is there a time I can pinpoint?
Where you're like, that period of time I was the least happy?
Yeah, for sure. There is like 2017 for
Before the album or after the album?
after the album. Well, I won Canada's Top Comic in 2017
sick.
at Just for Laughs in September, and I was like young, but that's how I got my visa and like moved and like got my manager and stuff. But
I feel like I used to see you before that. No, did you come visit before?
we saw each other in LA because I would like fly. I would like
I
go
think I
down
saw
to
you at
LA.
New York Comedy Club too, maybe.
No, that was like 2018. That
Okay.
was like after. Yeah.
So,
I moved before I moved. I went to LA like a bunch. I would just go down and like stay with a friend and like.
Easy trip for you from Vancouver.
Yeah. And yeah, the year after I won the top comic, I just like couldn't. I was in such a weird like.
You couldn't take it to the
creative
next level.
Yeah, I couldn't take it to the next level. I couldn't like write like where above like what I felt like I had written, and like I didn't. And I just like was pretty much like everyone was like, I can't believe he won that. Like, and I had like that kind of pressure.
Do you
in my
think
head.
they were saying it?
Yeah.
Do you know that they were saying it though?
I'm sure so many people were because I felt like I was so young.
So they were
And
like,
they were
"Oh,
like-
he's young, industry, like that kind of shit."
Yeah. But yeah, it sucked. It was just a bad year. I just couldn't figure anything out.
So that entire year,
Yeah, 2017 to like September 2018.
and specifically related, like, so you can pinpoint that it was the work specifically, or the lack thereof, you attempting to kind of take it to the next level.
Yeah, it felt like the expectations were like crazy high for me that I wasn't able to like match.
Live up to it.
Yeah, where I was at or whatever.
So like when you win that competition, do you immediately just now get like
You get all the
best
just for
team?
laughs and
Do you get agents from that?
no. I only got a manager because I like emailed him the tape, and he was
from
like in
that.
LA, and
That's
I won
smart.
like money, and I was like, I'm gonna use this money to get a visa, and like this is what I want to move to the LA, and like I sent that email out to like a bunch of people off of IMDb Pro, and he was one of the ones that got back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you just found like the best managers or whatever.
Yeah, I just looked at who I liked and I emailed them.
Like meaning their rosters. Like
I
who
looked at like comics that I liked their like who they were and stuff,
Oh,
and I
interesting.
emailed their reps.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, like you rarely hear of that story.
So I have like Langston's manager
Oh, interesting.
because I liked Langston. I had met him like at that time.
Very nice guy. And then so what was the moment that like pulled you out of that? Like
I think moving and then just being in a new environment and being like
you moved
in
to
LA and having to be in like open mics and shit and just like
taking the pressure off.
taking the pressure off because I was like, it was like, who cares? And now I'm back to like zero.
I heard this phrase yesterday. My dear Hillary said this to me, but we were talking about the difference between being stressed and being and feeling pressure. And that pressure is the feeling you feel when you're prepared. So that's actually a more positive thing. I was like, oh, that's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah. And what do you feel when you're not prepared?
Stressed.
Yeah.
I was,
see
I had
that.
trouble separating those two things. I'm like, okay, but like,
Yeah.
by feeling pressure, you can also be stressed. But I get the point. And
Right. Yes. Yeah. I like feeling pressure. It's good. But yeah, stress definitely. It doesn't, I don't know. Something's to say there that sounds good.
yeah, I don't know. Like it feels like pressure is fun. Sometimes I worry about that. I'm like, am I just like chasing the feel, like trying to feel better than I've ever felt always? Like I
Yeah.
had my
Sometimes it's
best
just
show.
good. Yeah. Sometimes it's just good to like have butterflies.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like, I don't know, like you want it again.
Right.
But yeah, chasing that is like a negative thing. Yeah. Chasing like the dragon of.
Is that like all this is though?
Yeah. It's literally all it is. It means nothing. And it's just like, you're just trying to like finesse a way to like feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm starting to understand how like people who are very successful are unhappy, which like,
Yeah.
I used to not understand that at all. I'd be like, if I ever got to so-and-so level, I'd definitely be able to feel content. But I understand that like when you're at the highest you've been, you like desperately want to stay there. And not even just like the feeling like when you get off stage, but like you've done your best thing. Like
Yeah. But then I'm like, if I had what other people had and I was like at a certain thing, I would be like super chill about it.
yeah, but like, would you? I don't know. Like, I think I would be too, but I'm not certain because of just how pervasive it seems like people are, how unhappy people are. And the people who like admit that they were unhappy, like did so much work on themselves and are like being extra, like talking about it and shit. I just realized that I needed to.
You kind of just got to give everything up. I mean, if I ever make money, you'll never hear from me again.
Bro, that's not true.
That is literally
Where are you
true.
going to go?
Huh?
You then, dude, that's whack though. Then, dude,
Who cares?
That's not nice, bro. I thought we were friends. I'm never gonna hear from you again,
I mean, like, I will never do a podcast or anything again.
bro. Come on, man. Come
I'll
on.
never be seen in
I see what you're
public.
saying. So you won't like do the sort of like extracurricular things that are necessary for success.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go on at midnight.
Right.
I'm not gonna like,
Right.
be
What's
in
at midnight?
some like show on CBS at midnight that comedians go on.
Yeah, and you like think of jokes. And is it still like the game format?
I haven't watched the new version of it.
It was this really popular show like on Comedy Central back in the day where like you basically just like write little jokes throughout the show. And there was like some people who really did well on it.
I actually
Did you
went
do
to a
it?
taping.
Really?
I actually went to a taping. I didn't do it. I mean, when I visited LA, when I turned 21, I went to a taping, and Brody Stevens was like
Oh,
the
wow.
warm up guy, and Paul Scheer was on. It was good.
Sick.
Yeah, it was like
R.I.P.
10 years.
Brody.
It was like 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, they just rebooted it on CBS.
Have you ever gone to a taping of the thing, like in like live studio audience?
The Maury Show twice.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's good.
Like
Rest in
CBS
peace.
Sunday morning.
I don't know what network it's on. It was in Stamford, Connecticut. They shot
Oh.
Maury, Jerry Springer, and then that
Did
bald
you say
guy.
the Maury show?
The Maury Show.
Ah, I thought you said the
Maury.
morning show.
Oh, yeah, the Maury Show. So,
Were you yelling and jeering and stuff?
yeah, it was awesome.
You're jeering.
Yeah, I went
You don't
with-
get to say jeering a lot, but you
Yeah,
know they were.
There was jeering a lot.
Jeering
of
out.
Oh,
Jeering.
Jeering.
thumbs downing was highly encouraged.
Damn. Thumbs downing was highly encouraged.
Yeah. It
That
also
sounds like a good like de-stressor is to just like go to one of those shows and just like let it out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I used to do warm up for one of those things.
Whoa.
For infomercials. I didn't used to. I like filled in for somebody once. But dude, they would fucking give them all Red Bulls. They'd bus them in from like and give them all Red Bulls, and they were just like charged the fuck up and like donuts and shit. And then they'd be like, "You guys want to know the secret to being beautiful?" And they're all like, "Yeah!" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, bro. It's not eating the food they're giving you here.
no.
That is the secret." But
That's
anyway.
fun. The Maury Show. You see anything controversial?
We saw a paternity test. So I went the first time, didn't see
Whoa,
one.
That's classic.
Second time, we got to see what it's all about.
That's a bucket
and
list.
It was weird because it was like you're booing and cheering about what potentially could be like a terrible moment
It is for sure a terrible moment.
for this person, but at the same time, you question whether or not it's staged. So
Right.
that kind of enables you to turn that the conscience off and just be an asshole audience member and boo and cheer and jeer. Just weird vibes, but it was awesome when Maury
Wow.
did the reveal and the guy was not the father and everyone went, "Oh," and it was crazy. It was a fun time.
It's crazy to not be the father.
It's
To be
crazy
the father
not
is
be
like,
the father.
all right, come on. But to not be is nuts.
It's crazy.
To not be pulled into the show is, I just can't imagine. You're like, and you have no idea.
That's crazy.
Then they'll be
And
like,
you can't even really be like, I'm not the father, because there's a reason you're there.
You know that that's why you're
100%,
there.
yeah.
I think there's like documentaries about this that are supposed to be good.
Where they trick them into going.
They just show how they actually execute it all. Because I do think sometimes it's like a little staged or like
Sure, I'm sure it's staged to an extent, but I'm
Yeah.
like, the people write in their things, you know, like
they get
that's how
paid,
we've ended
right?
up. That's how we've ended up with like, you know, bad baby or whatever.
Yeah. Catch me outside.
the fun thing about when it's not the father is that every single time Maury asks them, like, what are you going to do if you're not the father? And they always say, I'm going to love that child as if he was my own.
Oh, really?
Sometimes they do that. Let me preface. Sometimes they do
and
that.
what this person say?
So this person was like, I'm going to love him. I'm going to love him so much. I've known him his whole life. To me, he's my son. And then,
Oh my
and
gosh.
then Maury said, you're not the father. And the way he celebrated, if I was that little boy watching that years later, I would have been like, he's super happy that he's not the dad. And he
Yeah.
now has all of his responsibilities relieved, even though he said all that to look good on TV.
Oh,
He showed his true colors with the celebration.
He was like, yes, I don't have to pay money.
Yeah, he did a double, like, hands up.
He did like
Like-
1990s like hockey video game.
Disney Channel original movie, High School Musical, Wildcats in the
Wow.
bleachers. Yeah, type of like cheer, which is all you need
I've
to
never
know.
seen a thing like that in my
Yeah.
life. That's the most American thing I've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Hip hip hooray.
The phobia ones are really funny. I didn't get to see that live, but have you seen those on Maury or Jerry Springer when someone's like afraid of pickles and then they just make the person see a ton of pickles?
It's like torture them.
And there's no resolution to them. They just have a panel of 5 people with phobias and they're like, Bridget's afraid of peaches. And then they just bring out peaches. Then she freaks out.
No.
And then there's no resolution or they don't fix it. And then they just move on to the next one. It's like a showcase of all these like monster people and how they display it. I wish I could have seen that.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Scared of pickles.
Yeah, dude.
At that point, you're like, yeah, you deserve to be tortured.
Yeah. And that also like, and there are people like, Danny Palmer, his brother would always like go on the court shows and like make shit up. Like he's constantly on like Judge Joe Brown and like all these different shows and like
Really?
and it's like not true. Like what it's
He's like an actor.
like he's just fucking around. He like thinks it's funny. He's like a troll. He's like a professional troll. He's funny.
Does anybody know about this?
Yeah, he posts about it.
Like his friends?
No, like he has like a big TikTok account now. Like he'll do this too. Like he'll go on pages of companies and make an account as the company and reply to people's complaints, saying like insane shit. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I know this guy. He goes around like.
It's Danny's brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Palmer Trolls. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's insanely random that they're both comedians. I don't think that like.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I didn't realize they were related, but yeah, I've seen those videos before.
Yeah, they're great.
Dude, we got in late last night from our trip.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went to bed at 4.
Ooh.
And I woke up today trying to have the most productive day possible given those circumstances. And
Difficult.
one of those things that helps you get back on track is just having a solid meal. And when you're trying to catch up on lost time, like it is really, really hard to dedicate an hour or two to cooking. So
Totally.
I'm grateful that we had a box of Factor sexily packaged waiting for us in the lobby of our building when we got back. 2-minute meals. They're fast, easy. They are super nutritious, and it just made getting back into my routine so much easier.
Yep.
It was fantastic. Don't have to worry.
Poke a couple holes in the top, throw it in the microwave. Boom. You have a chef-designed, delicious meal, nutritious, ready to go. They're great with variety, all sorts of different cuisines. I've really enjoyed it. And we think you guys will too. So head to factormeals.com/oops50 and use code oops50 to get 50% off. That's code oops50 at factormeals.com/oops50 to get 50% off. We were talking about this on last episode, and this is the thing I want to ask you, but also somebody emailed us this and I was like, oh, that's a really good point. We were talking about what you would do with your life and how you would use this to your advantage if you only had to sleep 10 minutes a day, but you woke up completely refreshed from that 10 minutes sleep, as if, so like you still enjoyed the process of going to bed, but you only needed 10 minutes of sleep.
I love this.
This is good, right?
I love this because I feel like I actually only sleep like 6 to 7 hours, and I go to bed really late, and I try to wake up really early because I like hate sleep.
Oh, really?
I like it feels good, but I don't like
Waking up late?
I don't like waking up late. It makes me feel bad. I feel like I have to like get going, and then once I'm like up, I'm like I like to stay up late.
Right.
Like I really like to stay up late.
How late?
Like, like 1 to 3 a.m. like consistently every night.
That's all 3 of us right now.
Yeah.
We're
I
on the
like
same page about
I
it.
like love staying up late. I used to like talk about how like I think that's why like I love stand up is because like I get to stay up late. You know what I mean? And you like have purpose staying up late.
Right,
Like,
right.
I like that.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes of this would just change my life.
Right. So like, how would you use it to your advantage? We were deliberating over like, so first of all, what Katarina said, she goes, you guys left out a really important advantage, which is true. You don't have to worry about jet lag if you only need to sleep 10
First
minutes.
off, I think jet lag is a little fake.
What?
Yeah, it's not real.
Bro, jet lag is so real.
It's so not. I feel like it's totally fine. I feel like people make a bigger deal of it than it is. I'm like, I get it if you're going like 16 hours
That's
ahead
what I'm
or
saying.
something. But I'm like, there are people who come from LA and they're like, oh, I'm jet lagged.
All right,
like,
that's
shut
not
the fuck up.
okay. Agreed. The 3 hours
Yeah,
is
the
nothing.
3 hours.
We're
is
talking about like
even to like London. I'm like, take a nap and you're good.
right. Well, we were so like, and specifically for me, I like traveling, making videos and shit. She made the point that I could do it in a shorter amount of time because I wouldn't need to adjust to the time difference if I was like going to the Middle East or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. But we talked in very like deep sort of detail about this. So Think about it. How would you use this to your advantage? Like, what would you do? Would you, because we were saying you'd have plenty of time to like take on a side hustle, or would you like learn a language, or would you try to learn about something? Would you like take on some specific hobby? Would it be work related?
Sure, but those are things that like those are all just things that people say that they would do
if they had more time.
Yeah, but they wouldn't necessarily, if they were given that much time, they wouldn't necessarily achieve them.
Agreed.
Or even work towards them at all. So it is hard to say. So no matter what I say here is pretty much going to be a lie.
What? Not necessarily. What do you mean a lie? It's what you think you would do. Or what would you want to? I mean, look, dude, you're a self-motivated guy. You do comedy. You didn't have to do that. It's not like you're living a life you don't want to lead. So your answer potentially has more weight than you might even think.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just read way more. I think I would just read way more, but I like read a lot anyway. But I'm like, I do find the hours from like 3 to like 7:30 are probably the most boring hours in the 24-hour cycle.
Yeah, it's fair.
You know what I mean? It's like really quiet and like nothing's going on. So like
6 can theoretically
10
be nice
minutes is like
if you're waking up at 6.
Yeah, I always find 6 kind
Still
of like
super early, but
6 is crazy.
It's crazy, but like if you were to be going to bed early, which I know you don't like doing, but if
I guess I could stay up late. I don't know, man. I think I would just end up like watching more movies and like reading. Like, I don't know how it would benefit my life. I'd probably write more. I'd probably like while everyone's asleep, and I would probably like, I do agree with like the billionaire shit where they're like, I get up before everybody, and then you kind of have to like do what you were going to do when you were waking, you know what I mean? Because there's nobody else is up. The problem I feel like I'm not like as productive as I could be is because I'm up when people are up.
Right.
So if I'm up when people aren't up, I'm probably going to get loads more done.
Well,
because I have to be focused. It like cuts out the whole ADHD of it all.
And also like, remember when I don't know if you were a crammer in school, I was like, my back's against the wall. I would like snap into effective mode and like start trying to learn it so I could pass the test and shit.
Yeah.
But like I would do that the most effectively when everybody else was asleep because no one texted me, no distractions.
Totally.
Like I feel like I could definitely make a dent into some like big project if I had all that quiet time.
I do like straight up if I'm like coming home late and I'm like after being on like the train or something, I'm like my best thinking then, and I'm like I will sometimes like write for a bit when I get home, and if I only had to sleep 10 minutes, yeah.
Dude. And you'd maintain the same energy level as if you had slept for 10 hours.
I mean, yeah, it would be life changing to like only have to sleep 10 minutes.
And you just get to live twice as much life as people too. So inevitably, like it's like being a vampire. Like you get to make money because you've spent more time on the earth. Like I just think that inevitably that would turn into more money for you, no matter what you did.
Yeah.
By learning more, like anything you do during that time is stuff that nobody else gets to do, it's just a massive advantage.
You have to have the work ethic before being given that superpower of 10 minutes of sleep.
True.
Because if you don't,
you have to have the desire to utilize. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could easily waste that.
But doing what?
But then it's also like there's nothing is open.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the peak hours that we're talking about. You'd have to get stuff done then. It's not really helping you later on in the day. It's literally just helping those morning hours.
No, but it is. Think about this. Okay.
Because then stuff is open. Then I want to go see a matinee. Then I want to go see like...
you could spend nice free time during the day.
Yeah.
But dude, anything that you're doing is more than anybody else would be doing. So no matter what you did during that time, you would end up with an advantage
because you're not getting tired, like because people are sleeping and like resting, so they're not doing anything. They are like they are like resting because their days were long, and I'm just like have the advantage of like that doesn't
you have
count
all
for
the
me.
energy. And yeah, as long as you're not literally just staring at a wall, if you're like watching a bunch of TV, watching a bunch of movies, you will have watched more TV and movies than anybody in the history of the world.
That's true. I honestly, that's true.
You know, there has to be an advantage to that.
Yeah.
There has to be.
You could do like Jeopardy.
You'd also be a great partner and father. Theoretically, you could work during the night and Jeopardy, but like, you know what I mean? You could be free during the day and have done all of your provider responsibilities during the night.
And you don't get tired.
Well, you do, but then you get your 10 minutes of sleep. And it
Can
completely,
you nap like, and then
If you
you get
want.
supercharged?
If you think we haven't discussed this possibility yet. You can nap, yeah, because you enjoy it, but I don't think you would need to, and you wouldn't fall asleep.
But okay,
But you
but
get tired
if I
before the
nap,
10 minutes.
so if I do the 10-minute nap, and then I hit REM, and then I'm like up, and then I'm like, whoa, I mean, I'm like, you don't think it's a supercharged situation?
So I don't.
You
I'm
wake
not
up with
sure.
the best possible sleep you could get.
Yeah, you wake up with like 10 hours, like a pure 10 hours of sleep.
You would live forever
It's, you know,
if you napped as well on this.
I think you'd still live a long time if you just did the 10 minutes.
we also made the
But
point.
the nap though is kind of crucial in this scenario. The nap is a huge advantage
in general.
in general.
Yeah.
In general, because you're getting the same 8 hours of rest from a nap, so you don't oversleep in a nap or
Do
don't
you
like
take
get
naps?
groggy. Sometimes I did yesterday, and it was like too long, and then you're like,
you wake up
and then it
like,
was kind of late, and you're
And you
like,
hate yourself.
You're sweaty and
no, I didn't hate myself. I really wanted the nap. I really wanted it yesterday. I was really like exhausted.
I'm glad you got one in, dude.
Yeah.
Well, so the last thing that we discussed last
You
time.
know, a nap is good is when you're not taking your clothes off.
So that, but you said it was too long. That to me is the nap that like you needed it so badly that it actually didn't help you.
No, totally.
Like you would have died without it, but you're barely alive with it.
Totally. No, that's why I'm saying the nap in this is hugely beneficial
Yeah.
and needs to be talked about.
Interesting.
If I'm gonna get superpowered sleep,
Right.
if you were like, oh, you know the dumb question where they're like, oh, what superpower would you be like, and super sleep was an option, would you take it?
Potentially. I don't know what the other options are though.
I feel like the other options kind of all have like a thing that like comes back to haunt you. You know what I mean?
Like you can see through the wall.
No, but I mean like, or you
Freeze
just get
time
like a
and
nemesis
touch
or some
people.
shit. You know what I mean?
There's some other guy who like has the opposite power.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
sleep, I'm like, okay,
I've never heard of super sleep as an option.
This could be
It's
a
a pretty
fun,
good one.
saying.
fun movie.
Fun movie,
Yeah.
bad movie.
Yeah, it'd be fun, bro. But dude, the government might try to like do experiments on you. You might have to keep it low key.
Yeah, I mean, who are you really telling?
Like your like inner circle would inevitably know, but like you don't need
They're
to.
like, could you imagine telling somebody that? They're like, yo,
They're like,
dude,
bro.
I gotta sit you down. Like, you're not gonna believe this. I can super sleep. They're like, what?
And they fall
you know
asleep,
how,
so
like-
they can't prove it.
Yeah,
You know about Drew Binsky?
no.
Drew Binsky's this like travel vlogger. There's this guy in Vietnam who apparently hasn't slept since the Vietnam War and doesn't sleep. So he like followed him around for an entire day. It's a great video actually. I recommend it. And eventually he like fell asleep and like woke up and the guy wasn't there. He like laid down for a second but didn't fall asleep. And like you never see this guy sleep ever. And he claims to just have never slept in like 50 years.
He lays down though.
Yeah, he lays down
Does
but
he
doesn't
look old?
He's old as fuck. Yeah, and he drinks. He's a full alcoholic. Drinks moonshine that he made himself all day long on some shit like, you know.
Does he close his eyes when he
Not
lays
really.
down? He just kind of
Not
just
really. No, not really. I don't know.
Eyes open. I think he maybe. I don't remember if he closed them or not, but I think he's like not sleeping. And I'm talking about like, you know when you see a dude with no teeth like drink a bottle of vodka
Yeah,
like
show
really
me
fast.
again.
it's the guy from Breaking Bad in the wheelchair.
Yes, dude, exactly.
There's a dude passed out on the train last night, and a big bottle of vodka fell out of his jacket, and it rolled over to me. And I just like picked it up and went it back and just stood it up next to it where he was
That's nice.
sleeping, so like it wouldn't like roll away.
As you were
'cause
getting
I-
off the train,
Yeah, because I reckon that if he woke up and couldn't find it, he'd be pretty pissed.
it'd be funny if he woke up and you had it and like he didn't know you were intending on bringing it back to him. Hey man, you're like, dude, like I was intending to bring this back to you. I just didn't want to get up yet.
So crazy.
That would been kind of crazy. Do you drink? Never.
No.
Dude, it's funny. Like someone was saying this about Trump, like, and I've always been surprised by how much energy he has. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's just like revenge and like
Oh, but
all this anger.
he doesn't drink.
But he doesn't drink. And somebody who's like, you got to at least respect what not drinking looks like potentially. And I was like, oh,
I mean, it looks ugly as hell.
I know, but bro, he's like, the guy has energy like a fucking young man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you just can't drink.
I wonder if the no drinking, and also, bro, that generation like drank more than we drink. I know we like binge drink or whatever, but like,
no, they really drank.
those guys were fucking ripping it. Like whiskey all day, like smoking heaters, like.
And he was rich, so it was like everyone was like, all the rich people are drunk all the time. They always have like whiskey in their office and shit.
He was around it.
Yeah.
And it was a time before like mental health and like, I'm not drinking because it's not good for my work.
Yeah, dude.
You just knew.
It's a different time. Just ripping it. Do you do anything?
Cigs.
Heaters.
But I'm going to quit on Friday. On my 30th.
Dude, no shot. Not with that slate of spots you got coming up.
That's true.
You're going to be ripping heaters, pal.
Are you going to do a final cigarette like right before midnight?
This pack that I have, maybe it'll be my last one.
Is it like a special birthday pack that you bought specifically for
it's
it?
Just Camel Blues, baby.
Dude, this is the secret to quitting cigs. Switch to a vape and then smoke the vape too much until it makes you sick. And then you'll be literally sick and you won't smoke for a few days. And then you'll not want to smoke anything.
I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to stop doing it. That sounds bad.
That sounds
I'm
terrible.
just going to stop doing it.
Don't do that.
Just like, here's how you quit, dude. Just like take a knife, dude, and cut open your stomach.
Nearly
dude.
die.
Just
hilarious.
like stab yourself, dude, and then you'll be like too focused on that. Wow.
What do you see for your next few years for yourself, or what do you hope to see?
I don't know. I was talking about that in like therapy today
Really?
before I came here. It's just like is like trying to like take a moment to like reflect on like my like 20s for a second, because I feel like they were so like hard. You know what I mean? So much like change and moving and like whirlwind, and then like now here, and you just like don't really appreciate like your own like journey or whatever, even if it's like been slow, you know? So I don't really know. I haven't like got into that yet, but I don't know.
Well, your journey though has been like dynamic, you know, like you had some big success young, and now do you still feel any sort of like legacy of the pressure of winning this competition when you were so young, and now like
no, I'm like, it's kind of inconsequential now, and I kind of am like, who cares? And Just for Laughs doesn't even exist, dude.
Crazy, bro.
So it's like, yeah, I don't think so. It's just like, oh, you're always like, I feel like always stand up is always like, whoa, what am I gonna do next? Or like, or acting and writing is just like, what am I doing? Like, what's next? And it's never like being in the moment and just being like, this is awesome.
So that's what you want for yourself?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to appreciate like shit like The Cellar or whatever, and be like, oh, how cool.
And do you feel that way?
I do feel that way.
Right.
I do feel that way, and I like, and just like you get to know so many people you would like never know in like your life, just like that are like just kind of like not like I don't have to, I don't know how to phrase this, what I want to say, but just like, I don't know.
Not
you just kind of have, it's like you get to like appreciate like your circle or like community that I feel like not a lot of people like get to have.
There's a bunch of fucking wacky
just
fucking
insane.
lunatics.
Totally.
But it's a good group.
Yeah, I've just found that like even like eating after sets lately has been like so like rejuvenating, and I've just been in like a good place. So
great, bro. Congratulations. Happy to hear it. Where can we follow you and find all your stuff?
Just at Gavin Matz, and then I have a special on YouTube that Bill Burr produced called Progression. It's free on there. Yeah.
Awesome. Go check all that. Lynch, What do we got?
Send us emails at oopsthepodcast@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming on.